Can I remind you, this inquest, adjourned for the funerals of the deceased, is now reconvened. It's our primary aim to investigate the sequence of events that led to the road traffic collision at the bend of Newton Road, known locally as Biker's Dream, resulting in 2 fatalities. Since the victims, though in 2 separate cars, were part of the same incident, I'm going to take the 2 cases together. Members of the families, do you agree? Now, the purpose of this inquest is not to apportion blame, but to establish who the victims were, where, when, and how they died. So I'd like to call to the stand first, please, the collision investigator.
From my study of the markings on the road and the position of the 2 vehicles involved, I draw the following conclusions. The 2 cars were travelling north on Newton Road, with vehicle 1 on the inside lane and vehicle 2 pursuing on the outside right-hand lane. At the bend known as Biker's Dream, the front of vehicle 2 made contact with the rear of vehicle 1. Skid marks on the road indicate that the driver of vehicle 1 lost control, came off the carriageway and impacted with a tree. This vehicle subsequently caught fire. Vehicle 2 then continued on north on Newton Road, coming into contact with roadside furniture. This caused vehicle 2 to rotate and flip over several times, ejecting the front seat passenger from the vehicle before coming to rest on the carriageway.
Can you estimate the speed of the 2 vehicles?
Yes, I calculate that both vehicles were travelling at between 55 and 60 miles per hour.
What's the speed limit on Newton Road?
40 miles per hour, ma'am.
Thank you. I'd initially like to concentrate on vehicle 2. So I'd like to call as my next witness Mr. Oz Powell, who I understand was driving the vehicle at the time of the crash.
I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Mr. Powell, I'm going to ask you to tell us exactly in your own words what happened that night. You do not have to say anything incriminating, and you may wish to remain silent.
I don't mind telling. I've done nothing wrong, have I? All right, we've been to Passion's nightclub, me, Tom and Ty. Tom drove us in his dad's car because he just passed his driving test. When we got to the nightclub, my girlfriend was in there and she was messing with my head with that idiot bloke. So me and Tom decided to leave, but we had to take Tyler with us because she was scared that her mum and dad would find out she's in a nightclub, like in case we left her. So all 3 of us left in the car.
And who was driving at this point, Mr. Powell?
I was. But, you know what I mean, I've done nothing wrong, nothing. You know, Tom had had a drink and I was looking out for him. I didn't want him to lose his licence.
Liar!
No interruptions, please. There will be time to ask questions later. You may continue.
Thank you. Well, as we was leaving the car park, that Liam, whatever his name is, he was coming out as well, showing off because he had my girlfriend in his car. And he kept taunting me, you know, trying to race me. You know, I was upset with him, but, you know, I just didn't want to risk the safety of my passengers. So I just tried my best to ignore him, but, like, he kept trying to race me. And as we got up to Biker's Dream, that's when he tried to overtake me. And he swerved right into me on the corner, and I clipped something, and, you know, the car rolled over and over, and there was nothing I could do, you know. The next thing I remember is waking up in hospital with all my bandages on.
You're a liar! That's not what happened and you know it!
May I remind you all that this is a legal hearing and all present are expected to conduct themselves properly.